Hey folks, this is Guru Mayer bringing you more how to feel better. And today our topic is how to deal with supersensitivity. So first, what is supersensitivity? Well, it's when you're just touchy, when you're wired to go off easily, when things bother you very deeply, when somebody says something and it really sticks with you, when you take on the feelings of others, when the war half the way around the world just really deeply makes you sad, when you can't tell what's the difference between what you're feeling and someone else's feeling. We call this empathy, and it's really a gift. But most people who have it don't feel it as a gift, they feel it as a curse. And how does it come about? Some people are just born that way, born like some people are smarter, or some people are faster or stronger. Some people are just more sensitive souls, we can call it. Other people gain this sensitivity through trauma, through early things that happen early on. Why is that? Sensitivity is a heightened awareness, so it's a good quality. And if you're young and your environment is unstable or dangerous or not nurturing or abusive, then you turn on this enhanced skill to really sense what someone's feeling, especially if they're unpredictable, like with an alcoholic parent. Then you can know early, just hearing them 3 rooms away. You can maybe even feel it before you even see them, what kind of mood they're in today. Do you run and get a hug, or do you need to run away and hide? So early trauma is often a producer of this hypersensitivity, again, as a survival mechanism. And third, we're all becoming more sensitive in these fast, information-intense times. We're having to become faster and more intuitive. So sensitivity is a way of not having to get hit over the head, not having to make a mistake many, many times, not have to have somebody really spell it out for you and blast you. It's really an intuitive capacity. Well, but the problem is then if there's a lot of pain in the world and a lot of abuse, then if you're just like a sponge sucking that up, it can be very painful. So I'm here to help you begin to learn to deal with that better. So we'll talk about a few things that will help. Well, the first thing is just a paradigm shift, just the thought that my sensitivity is a gift, that it is an increased awareness. Who doesn't want to be more aware? It's really ignorance that causes our suffering. So any heightened awareness, which you have as a supersensitive person, is a good thing. Empathy is a skill. And just think about how much better the world would be if there was more empathy. 2,000 years ago, Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. If we could really do that, I think we would be serving out less abuse. More recently, Yogi Bhajan said, recognize is you. So if we had that deep sense that whatever affects me affects you and vice versa, we would all treat each other better. But how do you, if you're ahead of the curve, if you're feeling this, but people aren't that kind yet, how do you deal with it? So I want to give you a few tips. So let's make the analogy of a dog whose hearing is more sensitive than yours and mine. And you've seen when the sirens go by, the ambulances go by, the dog is howling. So that's like you, that you can feel more, but it hurts you more when other people are hurting. So one thing you can do is to first recognize it as a gift. So that's the first thing, just a paradigm shift. But if you've got this sensitivity and there's intensity around you, you need to diminish that intensity. So if you take ability to feel a lot and there's all kinds of garbage coming at you, then you're just going to be overstimulated and you're going to be hurting. So the first part is just very physical, just to not put up with dysfunctional or intense or abusive people, and it might take you a while to clean up your situation, clean up your relationships, train people better, have boundaries. I know I'm being brief and this can take time, but I'm just trying to get you on the trail here if you've never had this information. You basically are a very precious, sensitive, amazing, loving, kind person. Some are all of that and more. So you have to treat yourself very carefully. You can't expect other people to treat you with the care that you deserve. You can train them to over time, but it's your responsibility. So how do you treat yourself with kindness and compassion? Well, you don't let there be chaos in your environment. You don't let abusive people just have their way with you. Now, if you're already a caregiver, if you're working with abused people or less functioning people, which is often where super sensitive people find themselves, because you have a gift that can help you to help others, to heal others. So sensitives are the healers and the givers and the nurturers of our time. But we want to make sure you're able to help others and not suffer yourself, right? So it's a little trickier how you clean up your environment when you're helping others. But if you're working with violent or abusive people, maybe you need to change your clientele. Maybe you work with people that are a little healthier than that. Or likewise, the other way is you have to strengthen your protective ability. All right, so the first thing is recognize that it's a gift and how you're going to feel it as a gift. The second is to take care of yourself better, clean things up around you. The third is to build your resilience, your strength. Now, how do you've got to sort of have a tougher skin in this world without just numbing out or sacrificing your gift, your sensitivity. Okay, so that can take time, but training. So yoga is very good for that. Developing the navel point, strengthening your nervous system. Again, it can be a physical thing where you may need time to rest and restore if you've been very exhausted. You may need to fortify your nervous and glandular system. Yoga is good for that. Setting energetic boundaries. So there's great meditations where you imagine a force field around you, you strengthen your aura, you protect yourself energetically. And there's a lot there that I'm just introducing you to. I hope you know how to find that kind of help. And I certainly can offer you that kind of help myself at Senses of the Soul. But there's many ways to find that ability. Here's the analogy, that you feel that you have a permeable membrane, like an aura, like a drawbridge, you know, that you're this precious king or queen, very valuable within the castle. And if somebody's friendly, you have the ability to open up to them, share, let them affect you, you affect them. But if they're toxic, you raise the drawbridge and you find the way to either remove yourself physically or energetically from that person. So that's another thing you can do. So if you think of hypersensitivity with lots of chaos and intensity, lots of stimulation, you're going to be exhausted or irritated or upset. But now if you think of all that sensitivity in calm, peaceful environments that are well controlled, if you have clarity, consciousness, and control along with your sensitivity, and you may need time to build that, then you're going to have peace. So sensitivity with beautiful music coming in is going to give you peace. And sensitivity with just raucous scratching on the chalkboard is going to give you upset. And finally, support. So empathic people need to be around first calm and graceful environments, but you also need to be around in contact with getting support from other empaths, other people who are also sensitive. And you need to have that sort of recognition, like, oh, I'm not crazy. Here's somebody else that gets me. And you really need to have that sort of understanding and support. And then you can actually learn from each other. So getting some training as an empath. You know, if you'd had that support and training from an early age, you would be very powerful and skilled with it now. So how do you get that? I offer that at Senses of the Soul. You know, the person who taught me a lot about this is Carla McLaren, and she's got some great books out there on emotion. So she does a lot of great training too. So that's our little piece today on supersensitivity, and I will continue to bring you topics that you send me. So if you want to send me what's bothering you, to gurumayor@sensesofsoul.com, or go to the website and there's a place to contact me, then I would love to hear from you. And I want to keep coming up with bringing you some information, some help on the issues that you're dealing with in real time. So this is me wishing you to feel better and take care of yourself. And you super sensitive people, take care of yourself so you can share this gift and bring this healing, this nurturing that the planet so much needs. So don't go hiding with your gift. Learn to come out and live in the world very powerfully with it, and then begin to help others. So the after story, the before and after. The before is everybody's affecting you, and if they're negative, you're negative. First, you learn to separate that. You learn to hold your own vibration, and then you learn to positively affect others with your very wonderful vibrations. So that's what we all want to do as teachers and healers. So feel better. Take care.